Hey guys, so I'm out here. I've got the motor ready to pull. I'm using the head bolts into the block, and I've got a chain, so I'm just gonna bring the engine hoist over here. I might need to pull the hood. I really don't feel like it, but if I have to, we'll pull the hood off. Otherwise, it just should, hopefully it'll come out at kind of an angle. Other than that, I think we're ready to go. I'll show you the engine bay. All right, so got some of these head bolts in here wrapped around the chain. Just gonna hook the engine hoist to that. Got the motor mounts out. I'll just jack it up a little bit, push these motor mount bolts out. And all the torque converter bolts, all the bell housing bolts are free. The bolt back here for the trans dipstick is loose. So I think we are home free. The bolts on the back, there's two bolts at the very top part of the bell housing. There's these special like type star tips. You gotta have just the right socket for that. Let me see if I can find it. So this isn't the actual one that I used, but it's a 10mm or 3/8. One of these fancy heads. It will fit on there pretty well, but you will have to have just the right socket for that. And if I can, my tools are in disarray right now. That's what I hate working in the yard, is you can't find anything. All right, let's get the engine hoist out here and let's rip this bad boy out. This engine hoist is just, it's heavy. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I'm thinking the ground is pretty dry. If I tear it up, I'll push it back in. It's gonna rut it up, but I just don't have the time or patience right now to build a sled for it. And I've tried boards. It never stays on the boards. Honestly, having it dig through the dirt makes it a little bit more stable. The only issue is if you lose a leg, you really got to pay attention to these legs. If you lose one, it's just gonna, and if it falls over outside the motor, I don't care. I mean, it can. I don't want it to mess up the jack here. Let's see if we can get it out. Uno. Dos. Oh, man. Alright, well, it's gonna have to sit right there. Alright, we'll do it this evening. Hey guys, I just got done. It's cooled off out here a little bit, so we're gonna finish getting this motor out. I'm gonna have to set it back down and wrap the chain like right in here, and it's gonna let the motor drop down a little bit. Hopefully I'll be able to go out this way. Just right now it's not gonna fit, so we're gonna try something a little different. I'm just using this pry bar to keep the harmonic balancer away from the radiator. Not that I really care about this radiator, because I'm going to get one from the other vehicle if it's better. But you know, if I don't, I certainly don't want to have to go to the store and buy a new one. Yay! Well, not yet. I mean, doing pretty good. I hadn't fallen over. So. Take that as a win. This little cart here has it's been amazing. I can move a motor through the yard, whatever I need to do. It's just a bunch of like 2x8s or 10s, and some threaded rod and some wheels, and I love it. I use it for yard debris and all kinds of stuff, but I throw a motor on it for a tranny, motor and tranny, and transfer case. Wheel it through the yard with my lawn tractor, and makes things really easy. All right, guys, let's go look at the cavity. I'm gonna try to clean all that up. If you guys got some tips on, how to clean an engine cavity full of mud, I'd like to know. I do not have anything supporting the tranny. I'm actually just letting the transfer case in the back, the transfer case is gonna be up against the back of the body. But other than that, I think we're ready to install another motor in here once I get things cleaned up a little bit. All right, guys, I think that about sums this up. This has been quite a ordeal. I think I started pulling the motor, I think it's actually yesterday I had a lot of video, but I spent about an hour before any of the video that you saw yesterday just unhooking the wiring harness. That's probably, to be honest, that's like at least 60% of the work, because once you get the wiring harness off, the rest of the stuff, you just got some bolts holding things in, but then you can just bring it out. So I don't have a lot of video of me unhooking the wire harness. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys like the channel, like what you're seeing here, hopefully we're going to go to Copart here either next week or the week after, get us another Jeep. I don't know what it's going to be yet. I've got a couple in mind. But, and I'll show you guys, if I decide to bid on one, I'll show you guys the auction, so that way you can see, some of my thought process and kind of what I'm looking at, if I'm making mistakes, stuff like that. It's all part of the learning curve. I'm not really too worried about making a mistake on buying a Jeep, even if the thing is dead. I'll just part out what I can and take it to the scrap yard and make my money back and do it again.